The purpose of this video is to give you a basic understanding or overview of my new product called Symbols and Style Guides. In the next couple of short videos, I'll navigate you through the package and show you how to use it in your project to the fullest, or how easily set it up for you and your brand. Hopefully, by the end of this walkthrough, you'll have all the needed information about this package. So let's get into it. First of all, we need to get the file. As you might know, you find the file or the download link on my landing page, Symbols and Style Guides, by pressing the download for free, or you get it straight from Gumroad or Product Hunt or whatever, Dribble or something. So by entering 0 or whatever number you want, if you want to donate something, you press 0, you say I want this, you enter your email address and download the file. I already have it here ready for this tutorial, obviously. So by pressing the folder, we will go straight to the folder install first, obviously, and we will install the fonts. You can easily install font Roboto or Source Sans. In case you have Adobe Typekit, you can easily install the Proxima Nova as well. So you can use all the three files, but for this tutorial we will be using Roboto. So basically just click on all of the fonts, open with Font Book, and install the font. When you'll be done with installing Roboto, you will go straight back to the root of the file. You will click on all files, Symbols and Style Guides. You will go to Roboto, and then you will have two files. The first one, the bigger one, which has 71 megabytes, is the whole file with all the symbols and all the style guides. And the template Roboto is just the symbols, which you can easily implement to any of your current projects, and you won't have to deal with the bigger style guides and all of the designs included into this file. So we will start by opening the Symbols and Style Guides. Let's enlarge it, and here is the first view of administration. You can take this file as basically two different use cases, or you can use it in two different use cases. The first one is taking it as a brand new file for let's say your company. So basically you don't have anything created at this point, so you want to create some brand new style guide, start with new symbols and everything. Or the second use case is implemented in your current projects, and obviously there is a couple of more use cases, but in this video or tutorial we will dive only into these two. First part, we will be setting up a new company, or basically setting up the new framework for a brand new company. So I'll go through all the setups in the administration, which you can see here. And for the start, I chose the company called Dribble, which is obvious for the designers. And the first part, as you can see in the administration, so the step one is set up your colors. All of this is represented by specific symbols. So we have a primary, we have a color flat primary, we have a color secondary, we have a prominent color. You can name it however you want. It doesn't really matter how it's called at this point, but we will be setting up some of the symbols in the further part of this tutorial. So we will get back to it. But at this point, we want to set up two colors to see how it works with the style guides and how it changes the symbols. So basically, we will start with the primary color. For the primary color, Dribble is obviously using the pink one, so we will take the code from their website. We will go straight into the symbol called primary. By pressing Command, you will click on the symbol, easy one, and then go to the fill, open the fill page, and change the code to dribble ones, or whatever is the color which is representing your company. Right, as we can see, all of this changed to the pink ones. And also, we can now easily drag and drop these elements in the pink color. Really nice. The secondary color won't really change anything, but if we want to change it in the future, it's going to be used as well. So let's take the charcoal, which is the black one or dark one, and we will put it into the secondary. You can again just press Command or select it in the left panel. Go to the fill settings, paste the code, and change it. Now we have two symbols, which is representing the colors of dribble. But obviously, in your example, it will be representing the company which you're setting up the colors for. The step 2 is one of the things which I think most of the designers will be getting these files for, and that's for the predefined typefaces. As you can see on the left side here, I've set up many of fonts. These values in the table basically just represent all the different text styles. So basically here we have the body type, then we have the caption, then we have the H1, the first headline, etc., etc. So basically, if your company is not using font called Proxima Nova or Roboto in this case, you can change it easily just by going to this file, to this part of the file, then again pressing Command, dragging your cursor all over the file, going here to typeface, and then choosing whatever you want. So let's say we want to change it back to Proxima Nova. I'll write Proxima Nova, press enter. This will take a few seconds. Done. All changed to Proxima Nova. And then you don't have you can't forget to press the refresh button for refreshing the styles. It will take a few seconds because it's many styles. It's like over 150 styles. So give it a second. And once the loading spinner will be done, you can easily see that all the text styles and all the symbols which we have here and which we will have in the style guides have changed again back to Proxima Nova. So now we have Proxima Nova instead of Roboto, and you can see it here, all in Proxima Nova. But since we went from Roboto, which doesn't have a font weight called Semibold, but their font weight for the Semibold is called medium, Sketch doesn't really know the difference. So basically, Sketch changed everything to regular. So we have to change it back to Semibold or to bold or whatever font do you want to use as the weight for the thicker texts. This is quite tricky one, but since I set everything into the columns called bold right or bold left and bold center, which is the alignment obviously, you can easily select just the bold ones by dragging the cursor just in the half of the section, and then easily go here, change to semi-bold. This will go quicker, and then again update the text styles. Give it one sec. Everything is done now, and we have all text styles ready in Semibold, and you can easily see that here on administration or on setup your colors, and also on the buttons. So now we know about the issue with medium and semibold. I went a few steps back and changed back everything to Roboto again, and we will continue with the step extra called step 3, selected items and active items color. In this step, we will be doing just a small thing, just changing five text layers. Those are the layers, as you can see on the example. So basically, if your company is, for example, company like Dribble, which is using the pink ones, or it can use green or whatever, you want to change also the active items. So here again, quick update. You would select five text layers, or you can just go here to the active text layer and select all of them, and then change it to whatever color do you want. So let's say we will change it to the dark blue one, or to really dark blue one. Go back, and then again, don't forget, press the refresh button. It will refresh, and you can instantly see the change in the example. So now we can see it went from the lighter blue to the darker blue. Just one more thing, as I suggest here in the copy, even if your company is using the red or the green color, I would really don't suggest to use it. It might cause confusion that some of the elements are in an error state or in a success state. So yeah, use them on your own risk. Anyway, let's go back to the administration. So the step 4 is your logo. I set up 2 symbols for you for the logo, so you can easily at any point you can drag and drop it again from the symbols drop down. So logo, dark and white, and also it's on all of the style guides. So basically here you can see we have a symbol called logo white. The same is here on cards, symbols and style guides. So here I'm using the darker one on like 20% opacity. And here we have the white one, which we use on darker colors. So if you want to use these symbols, just easily find the logo which you want to use. So we will take the Dribble one. We will paste it here. Scale it to 140 because that's the size of the symbol. Put it into the middle. You don't even have to save it because it's obviously updated straight ahead on all of the cards. So now here we have a Dribble logo on all of the cards. It will work the same with the white one, obviously. We will just take the logo from here, paste it here. We need to obviously change the fill since we need to use the white one here. We will hide the Google logo example. Change it here, go to the long one, and here we go. It almost looks like a Dribble style guide. And let's go back to the administration. We are missing just one more step, which is one quite challenging, but this is basically what you want to use for rounded corners of your button. So basically here, everything is set up for 4 pixels rounded corners, but I have prepared also the containers for circular buttons. They are set up for 100 pixels, or the sharp ones if you don't want to use any radius. But all of these buttons, which we currently have here set up, and to give you really easy access to the radius which you want to use, we will go here as the navigation said, or the copy says. You need to select the layer called base instead of the state. So basically just don't use the commands but select the base, and then go to the radius panel, and if you want to use, let's say, 6 pixels radiuses, just drag it to 6 pixels. It takes seconds because it's updating all of the elements. So basically that's like 4 style guides and all of the symbols here. So basically now we updated the container, which is the bottom part of everything which we're building on. And then this time again only with by pressing command, we will select all of the borders. You will see that you're selecting the border shape, and then go again to the radius, change it to 6, press enter. Everything will update in all of the buttons, and you can then easily check it here. All of the notifications, all of the buttons, all updated to 6 pixels radius. And I'll explain everything about how these containers, borders, and state works when we will be trying to set up the first button with this style guide. So basically now we finished everything was necessary in the administration. We have some sort of dribble-like style guides and elements, even with those weird blue ones, active items. And we are ready to go into the part or the second use case, which I mentioned in the beginning, which will be implementing this style guide into your project. So after we finish everything with the administration, we are ready to move to the second phase, how to implement this file into your project. First of all, we need to speak a little bit more about how to create any inputs, how to create buttons, how these inputs are set up, and how to basically work with all the nested symbols properties, and how to change them, and how to create your own. To start this, we will drag from here medium button. We can choose any of those. So basically, let's start with button label and the right icon, which somehow represents normal select button as well. So here, by pressing command and selecting the symbol or just clicking on it, we entered the whole nested symbols properties library. So basically what you can see here is a label. You can use different types of label texts, all of them again nicely labeled. Everything is in 14 pixels fonts, which we changed before, so everything is again now in Roboto. You can change the value. For example, we can say if this will be select, so we can say, let's say, select user role, enlarge the inputs. Again, everything is resizable, as you know from the website. So we have select user role. Now we need to change the value. So let's say administrator. And that's it for the copy. For the other parts, we can change the icon on the right side. You can change whatever you want, but in this case we're using the drop down for the select button. And since as you can see, the arrow isn't really nice on the pink one, we can change it to white easily by going into the icon and then to the property called color. Then choosing from the library of colors, we can choose flat and then go to, let's say, white, and that will look much better on the select button. Then, if you don't want to use, for example, borders, or you want to try to use some different type of state for the button, so let's say it can be focused, hovered, or success. That will look really nicely with the pink one. And then there is the option for the state, where you can see that in the default state we use the none state, but if you want to, for example, use hover state, it will change to the slightly pinkish one, then pressed or disabled. That will go to the disabled color. Then you only need to change the text style in the button to reflect the disabled state. And this is how it all set up. So basically, in the bottom, as you can see, if we will go deeper into the file or into the instance, we have a symbol called base, and then if we will go into it, that's the base which we set up first. So basically, this is like a rectangle which is masking the color and then the state. So basically that's why we can easily change the state and the color without really ruining anything. Then if we will go one level up, we have the border, which you can again change to whatever border you want, and then set up your own borders in the custom setup, or even replace the other ones. Then we have a text layer, which is representing the text style on the button. We have the icon on the right, and then we have a label. These two are just representing the text style, and this one is representing the icon. You can again, if you will be using, for example, these pink ones, you can just change the default color to the white one which we saw before, so you don't have to do it every time. So now at every point you will try to drag this medium button label plus right icon, it will already have the white arrow. Since this is one of the last parts of this tutorial, I want to dive a little bit more into going a little bit custom. So basically, if you guys don't want to use, for example, border in your buttons, so we will again continue with this one, and then we will try to set up an input with some extra things which I guess most of you won't probably use, but for some of them, for some of you, it can be handy. So basically, if you guys don't want to use borders, you can easily just remove them from the symbol, and it won't be when you will be selecting them from the symbols menu. Then the most obvious one is the input, which I was suggesting 1 minute ago. So let's say we will drag again the default with label input. We will paste it here again nicely with 6 pixels radius, which we set up before, and then here is what I'm talking about. So basically, the input has a lot of properties to fit really nicely every use case, for even text areas or for whatever state you want to use. So if you don't want to use let's say the resizer, which is for text area, if you don't want to use the cursor, which is appearing on focus states, and again, if you don't want to even use any of these icons, you can just delete those symbols and reduce the number of symbols in your library. But this is obviously not deleting them. This is just hiding them, so you can use them in the future. But if you don't want to use them at all, just go into the symbol and then go and delete the cursor and the resizer. By that, these won't ever appear again in any of your symbols. Great. The next step is about icons. If we want to add more icons, and that's obviously probably one of the steps which you will be doing most of the time, we need to create a new icon for the symbols set. To add more icons to your symbols library, just go to one of the icons in the symbols by holding Alt. Just duplicate it. Change the name to whatever you want. So let's change it to this one to calendar extra. Then go to your icon set which you use. Let's pick this one, this calendar with different header, and paste it on top of the symbol. Then you have to delete the symbol below, center the icon in your symbol. Since this is the color which is on top of the symbol, it's covering it now. But we will have to what we will have to do is to set up this layer as a mask, which will nicely be covered again by the color, and we will be again able to change it whenever we want in the nested symbols. And then the only thing which you need to do is to remove the fill. And that's it. You have a new icon in your icon set. And then if we will go back to the input and try to, let's say, this will be strange, but why not? Just go to the icon right, and then you have here calendar extra, which will appear here. And again, easily you can change the color to whatever you want. So let's change it to the pinkish from Dribble. And that's it about adding more icons. And this is the same process. The same process goes for all of these other elements as well. So if you want to add more colors, just by pressing Alt, duplicate them, and then just don't forget to change the name to not get your library messed up. And that's basically it. The next step, which we will be looking at, is the final one, and that's basically just the extras. So we will quickly go through the style guides, and I'll show you how to easily use the elements which I prepared for you. I want to just quickly show you what's the style guides about. So basically everything what we did somehow reflect in all of these style guides, in the cards, in the long style guide. So here you can see that we have a logo, we have a pink left bar, then we have the colors updated here. Obviously this won't really change, it's not programmed, so you have to do this on your own, but at least you have the nice colors prepared. Here, any change you make in the textiles will update here as well, because it's everything linked to the same textiles. We will have a buttons here ready with the primary color. So as you can see, you can easily just take this one and paste it into other parts of your project. Again, you can see that some of the inputs are or buttons are linked to the colors which we used to set up the file. So here this button is using the primary color. Then again, we are using the primary color here for the calendar setup, for the checkboxes, for the radio buttons, for toggle buttons. This is obviously just a suggestion. So if you will be using the pink one, probably it's not a good call for the toggle buttons or radio buttons, but as long as you'll be using, for example, some blue one or green one, then it's obviously really nice use case. Again, here for the tabs, for the pagination, and even for the progress bar. So basically everything is updating with every change you make in the style guides, in the symbols. And this goes obviously hand in hand with all of the style guides which we have here for the map as well. So we have the secondary and main color. We have again the toggle buttons, pagination, and calendars, and the buttons. And that's it. I hope I tried to help you at least with the main overview. If you don't have the system link, I'll put the link in the description. And if you still need more help, I'll put also in the description of this video all of my social media. So don't hesitate to hit me in the direct message anytime you want, and I'll try to help you as quick as I can. And that's it.